Hungary has launched a new golden visa program. If you want to get residency in Europe by investing into real estate, then Hungary has a brand new option for you. What a lot of people don't know is that Hungary already had really easy residency requirements if you wanted to get a Schengen residency permit without permanent residency, because they scraped their permanent residency back in 2017. I remember being 10, 12 years old and researching and seeing the Hungary permanent residency program. It was extremely easy. 300,000 euros into bonds, and then you would get permanent residency in Hungary. You could get the money back until a Syrian man that was sanctioned by the US got this program. He somehow got access to the US, and then the whole program got dismantled. It's a bit of a hypocrisy because there's a lot of people that are connected to terrorist groups and are sanctioned that are going through the border from Mexico to the United States, but that's a whole different topic. That program got closed, and Hungary actually already had a golden visa program. This new one, called the Guest Investor Program, GIP, will require you to invest around 250,000 euros into a real estate fund or 500,000 euros into real estate. There's also a $1 million donation or €1 million donation that most people are not going to do, so I won't talk about that option. The main one that most people are going to do is 500,000 euros into real estate in Hungary. We do not know if it is going to be an open market like it is in Turkey or in Egypt, where you can get citizenship really easily. You can pretty much buy anything around the country, or Spain, for example, you can pretty much buy anything in the country and get the golden visa, or if it's going to be like the Caribbean, where they restrict you to certain districts inside of Budapest to not raise up the prices. We still don't know. It is going to be revealed over the next couple of weeks. And this is also a program that is not active yet and will not be active until late 2024. So you still have time to go through this program. Now, as I mentioned, Hungary already had a golden visa program. I've been talking to a lot of Hungarian immigration specialists because Hungary is a place that I'm really interested in. They have a really tight migration rules. The corporate tax is the lowest in Europe, 9% corporate tax. They don't have any inheritance tax, no wealth taxes. They don't want to tax your crypto. They don't want to restrict your life and your freedom. Budapest is a very beautiful city. I've spent a lot of time in Budapest, have a lot of Hungarian friends, and Hungary already had a program where if you started a company in Hungary and then you bought property through that company, 2 apartments worth 240,000 euros, essentially 120,000 and 120,000, and then you rented them out and you earned income through those apartments. Because those apartments were owned by a company in Hungary, registered in your name, then you were technically making company income, taxed at 9%, which is the lowest in Europe, now equal to Dubai. Even if you want to register a company in Hungary, you will pay literally the same corporate tax as you would in Dubai. Then you would be able to get a residency permit. So it is essentially a golden visa. You start a company, you buy 2 apartments through the company worth 240,000 euros, you rent them out, and then the people pay you, and then the company makes money, and then you get residence. You can continue to extend that residency as long as you like. You're never getting permanent residency or citizenship if you don't live in the country and you don't learn Hungarian, which is one of the hardest languages to learn. But you can continue extending that permit as long as you hold the property, as long as you make money. So they already had a golden visa program. If you want to get residency in Hungary, I would actually go through that route. Just open a company, which is going to be low tax anyway, and then rent out those apartments. Now what they want to do is streamline the process. They want to make it pretty much guaranteed, because with that program, I was talking to a lot of Hungarian immigration specialists, it's pretty much a do we like you or not program. If you're a certain nationality, if you buy a certain type of apartment, yeah, we might not approve it. We might give you 1 year instead of 3. There's a lot of Chinese people buying property through this program. Now what they want to do is they want to clean up the program. They want to make it pretty much guaranteed. They want to add rules, and they want to increase the prices. They want to put it at 500,000 euros. And you buy property anywhere. It doesn't have to be through a company. Or you invest in a fund that buys real estate for 250,000 euros. And if you didn't know, there's also other options of getting residency in Hungary through the personal route. So you could actually just buy an apartment in Budapest worth over 100,000 euros. I've talked to many immigration specialists. If you buy that apartment and then you go out and rent that apartment, so you make income, you're essentially bringing value to the economy and buying an apartment that otherwise somebody else would buy and rent it out themselves, then you would also get residency because you bought an apartment and you showed intent to live in Hungary. Or you could also open a company in Hungary and then have some activity like marketing or any type of consulting service or pretty much anything, and then pay the 9% corporate tax, have your tax returns, and then you would also get residency that way because you're bringing value to the country. So Hungary is extremely open to high net worth and high value immigration. They're extremely closed to refugees, to any of these people that want to go in for free and they want to get paid by the government. So honestly, applause to Hungary. Absolutely love their government. Absolutely love how Viktor Orban is fighting the OECD, fighting the EU for lower taxes, no minimum corporate tax. They want to have their own rules. They want to attract their own people, and they're creating enemies. The US removed visa-free travel for anybody not born in Hungary. So even if you're a citizen of Hungary, you cannot visit the US visa-free if you were not born in the territory of Hungary. So they're creating enemies. They're creating fights. They're swearing on national TV. But Hungary knows what they're doing. They have a plan, and now they want to streamline, make that plan official, and bring even more people to the country. Now, it's important to know that this golden visa was not submitted by an opposition party or by some random part of the government. It was submitted by Viktor Orban's government, his own people. So it's pretty much going to be guaranteed. It's going into effect in September 2024. So you will see more updates on this channel about this particular program. Another great thing about this particular golden visa, the streamlined and official golden visa, is that it's a 10-year residency permit versus the other permits where they're 1, 2, 3, and maximum 5. If you open a company and then you rent out the apartments, or you just buy an apartment for yourself, or you open a company and it makes money and pays taxes, those are maximum 5 years. Sometimes 1 year or 2 years. This is going to be a 10-year golden visa, pretty much the longest golden visa, rivaling Dubai. 10-year golden visa in Dubai, 10-year golden visa in Hungary, same corporate tax. Let's see what goes on. And obviously Hungary is part of the Schengen area, so you get access to all the Schengen countries. This is to attract mostly Chinese individuals, mostly Americans, people that want that low corporate tax, that want access to the Schengen area without being tied to Spain or to Portugal, to any of these countries. So honestly, Hungary on the right track. I hope this comes to fruition. I hope they launch this program officially, and I see it having an insane amount of applicants as soon as it launches. And the last thing that I want to mention for taxes for this golden visa, you will not be a tax resident. You will not be paying taxes unless you live in Hungary. You will not need to pay tax because the property is owned in your name. In the 500,000 euro option, you can just buy the property. In the 250,000 euro option, you invest in a fund that buys property. So in any case, you have the residency without becoming a tax resident. If you're interested in getting residency in Europe by investing in Europe, then check out this video right here on all the European golden visas that you have at your disposal to put your wealth to work and actually get a residency from your money. Check it out right here.